Hi guys, it's me, Alex. Happy Saturday. I guess what? Wow, look at I still have mask from the traveling on my back desk there, so don't pay attention to that. All my passport and other things. But we are starting the class today in approximately another hour. I woke up early today because I'm overexcited to meet my new students. And I've been going through some questions that I see in all the videos, the comments, and I just really want to go online and answer a few of them instead of texting back, instead of replying to each person, because those questions seem to be repeatable, right? Same kind of question. So here's a question today, and I do believe this person probably is outside of the country. Sergey Ivanchenkov, who is asking, and he was watching one of my videos, and I probably said something like, if you can find loads and dispatch now, it's going to be easier to dispatch in an easy market, in a better market. So let's talk about this. Market is low now. It's very challenging to dispatch, right? But if you have foundation, if you understand how to make the plan, how to move your trucks, guys, it doesn't matter how market is doing. You still gonna do your best, right? Here's a question for new dispatchers, and that's what he is kind of going back to. Well, it sounds good. However, new dispatchers with no real life experience needs to survive and make enough money to pay these bills. And if you cannot find loads because you have no experience and market is low, how can you survive? Bills don't wait, family depends on you, and you are not making near enough, hoping you will start making in the future. But you do live in the present. So, yes, it sounds reasonable, but how do you survive uncertain times until that? How do you find company employment as new dispatcher job right after the class is no one hiring? Well, guys, you asking me totally different question. How to survive when you changing the career? Become an independent dispatcher. This is becoming entrepreneur, becoming your own boss. It's never easy. Doesn't matter what you decide to do. You decide to sell the shorts, you still gonna have a period until you're gonna sell enough shorts to compensate for your previous job. You want to finish college and you want to become a nurse. It's gonna have a time until you gonna take the job first, right? So doesn't matter what you guys do in life, it's preparation. So when people start complaining how I'm gonna survive before I find my own career, well, guys, your mindset is not there yet. Don't even take the class. Don't even try to be a dispatcher, because to become independent dispatcher, you need to make it very clear to you. Are you gonna work for yourself? Do you have what it takes to survive? And yes, for some people it's challenging. So maybe if you know it's going to take a while, you need to find a second job, which maybe at night. Maybe you're going to do the food delivery. Maybe you're going to do the Uber. Maybe you're going to find a second shift. Whatever you have to do, guys, to survive this period. Just taking my training, it's not an answer for your actually grown up plans. This is already grown up shit, guys, okay? If you want to start making money, if you want to succeed, you cannot just depend on taking my class, somebody else's class, any other class, how to sell the crypto and become a millionaire, how to become a real estate. It's you. Your mindset has to totally change. It's going to take lots of time, lots of effort and preparation. And yes, financial backup has to be there. So if you're not ready, then maybe step back, make sure you have enough money saved, right? To survive those 2, 3 months until you're gonna get those few first carriers. Or maybe this is not a job for you. Also, he's asking me, well, how can I find the job if company is not hiring? Again, are you looking to become an employee again? then don't come to dispatch, and it's too stressful, not worth it. The company, if you have to go and work in the office and dispatch trucks, is not gonna pay you enough. So you'd better stay where you at. Don't even come to dispatch. And trucking is stressful. Trucking is not easy. But if you're gonna become independent dispatcher, if you're gonna become safety manager, if you're gonna be consultant, not even working for the company, safety and compliance consultant, if you're gonna start filing IFTA, not for one carrier, but for 40, 50, if you're gonna be opening MC's number, then you're gonna make money. Otherwise, stay where you at, guys, right? My class or any trucking guru class is not an answer for your situation. If you want to make more money, you have to take the risk. And the risk involves having a backup for your bills to survive, or do what I had to do in the beginning when I came to America. I had 3 jobs. I am a real estate agent still till now. I'm still sell real estate. I am insurance agent, life insurance agent. I had my trucking company. I had my physical therapy offices. I had a lot of different things to survive. And that's what makes a difference, right? So when you try to write a comment, well, after your class, will I just become successful right away? No way, Jose. No way. After my class, you're going to have a strong foundation. You're going to knowledge how to do it correct, how to make less mistake. But I am not providing the class how to make you a millionaire, right? I don't sell unrealistic plans, but I'm going to give you enough knowledge foundation for you to go and get those carries. Can everybody be a great dispatcher? No, not everybody can be a great dispatcher because it takes, again, communication skill, multitasking, logical thinking, making sure that you can connect with people, right? So this is like you have to be a salesperson, right? If you can sell, if you can communicate, if you can validate the information, you can be a dispatcher. To be a good dispatcher, you do need to have a knowledge of the market, of the equipment, of negotiation, of the paperwork. You need to know where the dead area is. You need to know where you're never going to have your truck. You need to know how to calculate cost for your truck driver because most of them, they need help. So you have to be step ahead of everybody else to be a good dispatcher, right? And if you've been watching me, I am not just telling you how to learn how to post the trucks. This is a baby steps. Kindergartner nowadays can do faster than most of us because they type faster. This is just a software. This is a load board. They all look different, but the principle is the same. Post equipment, look for the load, put the details, call, ask the same questions, right? So the process is the same. But does it make sense to go to East Coast, for example, if the tolls are this much? Does it make sense to go through the mountains with the heavy loads if you're going to use more fuel? Does it make sense to go through the snowstorms in the winter? Or maybe you should change the plan and move your trucks to south. That's what you need to know. How much does it cost per mile for you? For fuel, for insurance, for truck payment, for breakdowns, for dispatch, for softwares, right? That's what you need to know to be a good dispatcher. And that's what we are doing in our class. And actually, we are starting class just in 1 hour, right? Our class got sold out. A lot of people, again, were waiting for the last minute. Guys, I never add students if you did not sign up at least 2 weeks prior, because you guys studying, you preparing, we have to be on the same level. Our class is not going to be like, well, this is a truck, this is a trailer, everybody sees truck, that's what it is. No, guys, our classes are intense. You're going to look through this already before my first class, right? We need to put so much information together that students who sign up, they have to read a lot, they have to prepare. So to answer a question to Sergey, who asked that it's impossible to find employment if you outside of the country? Yes, it would be challenging, because if you live in a country where does not have dispatch services organized by somebody else, well, you cannot find employment in a company. But what can you do? Look at this. Last year, we had 110,000 new trucking companies. 110,000. From those, 95% started with one truck. So that means that approximately 105,000 new trucking companies were looking for somebody to dispatch them. Because let's be realistic, they can all be tough boys and they can say, I'm going to do it myself. But now in this market, driver cannot drive, dispatch, and find a good loads. So if you still thinking that you can drive on the road, make phone calls, and negotiate it, well, then you are my hero. You know what? I would rather pay somebody to do the homework, I mean, to do the paperwork, to negotiate, to make sure that everything is under control. And I would be paying attention to driving, making sure that maybe you're recruiting other drivers and doing what the owner of the trucking company has to do. Owner of the trucking company doesn't really have to dispatch trucks if you're really looking into growing. Because if you're gonna do everything yourself, you're never gonna grow. You have to learn how to delegate. Delegate the things which take a lot of time, which probably you cannot do 100% when you're driving, right? So that's one of the things. Well, let's see. I see some people watching. Good day, miss. Could I ask a question? How much you think company owner having 5, 20, 50 to earn approximately? Well, you asking a question. 5, 20 trucks, 50, 200 earn approximately. Well, this is a question like, well, how much they make. It depends on the market, it depends on the management, it depends on their dispatch, right? How much they make. Well, you should be profitable in any market. Right now, when the market is down, the companies with 200 trucks, of course, it's easier for them to survive. Why? Because they have dedicated lanes. They can go directly to shippers, they can go directly to buyers, and they can make a better deal because they have capacity of the trucks. So mega carriers always have a higher margin profits, but on other hand, they also have a lot of accidents, they also have a lot of things they have to take care of it. So to answer the question how much approximately they make, well, it depends how they run their business, right? What is the cost per mile? What is their turnover for the drivers? How many trucks are staying there and not driving? So to answer this, I cannot just give you approximately number. But approximately I can tell you this: if the company has 2 trucks in a month, if you hiring the drivers, if you're not driving on yourself, well, you should profit at least from 4 to 6,000 a month per truck. So we're talking about 10,000 a month with good dispatch, no breakdowns, and with understanding the fuel cost discounts and everything else. And we're talking about average market, right? So now probably numbers went down to 7,000 a month for 2 trucks, right? When the market goes up, it goes from 10 to 12. It depends where you're going, what you're doing, what kind of equipment. Are you driving? Are you reefer? Are you a specialty equipment? So to answer this question, it's impossible if we don't really take just company and look what are they doing. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Uh, I am facing lots of problem to find owner operators. Please advise me what the best tricks to find owner operators. Well, how many phone calls are you making? How do you find the new entrant? How do you make your phone calls? And what are you talking about? What is your techniques? What are you asking them? Are you just promising them the numbers which does not exist, or do you actually have enough knowledge to talk about, let's start again with cost per mile? with the markets. What is it doing? Which areas they service and what they have been doing? Are you looking at their safety scores before you call? Are you looking where their trucks posted today before you call? I mean, it's a lot of things has to be involved to to find the carrier. So again, I cannot answer that because I don't know how you make your phone calls. I don't know how you reach out. Do you just have a generated message? You have a script from somebody and you sound like a machine? That's me. What is your name? Mr. Verma. I am your next best dispatcher. I'm gonna give you 15,000 a month for week for sure. Just switch to me. Well, I don't know how you make your phone calls. So everybody is different. In a class, we discuss how to approach carriers, where to find the new carriers, how to make the sales. So maybe start reading books about cold calls, right? Because it's a sales. In the end of the days, it's a sales. So remember 60-second rule. If you do not engage guy in 60 seconds, lost you already lost the phone call, right? So what else? Hi ma'am, good morning. Question in origin: what is a personal conveyance? Well, personal conveyance, this is time which can be used by the driver off duty. For example, he is off duty, he needs to go to Walmart, he still have time on his shift, but he doesn't want that to be deducted from 11-hour driving, and he goes to Walmart 30 miles to buy the food. So that's personal conveyance. For example, he can go to fix something with a truck or trailer if it's not used to continue going towards pickup or delivering the load. So this is personal conveyance. You can go to FMCSA website and put personal conveyance, and they have explanation there with a really good examples. They have a slides. Again, guys, you want to become a dispatchers, you have to start using Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration website. It's everything is there. HOS, personal conveyance, all the rules and regulations. So you need to start educate yourself. Okay. And good evening from Kyrgyzstan. Good evening. Well, it's good morning in USA. So here it is. You're working outside of the country. Do you need to know the time zones? Do you need to know the regions? So I am in Chicago, Central Time. I'm just receiving a phone call from my student who I see is in Las Vegas, and I see the message. Well, the Zoom link is not working. Well, why it's not working? Because we are starting class 10 o'clock Central Time. If you are in Nevada, well, you are what? You are behind. So you need to know Eastern time, Central time, Mountain time, Pacific time. So in this case, not good evening from Kyrgyzstan, but it is good morning because you joining us in USA, right? So we have to make sure that we understand this. What other questions? What's your cold call techniques you are using, ma'am? Again, we're not gonna be going through cold calling techniques in the YouTube videos, sir. uh Hello from Georgia. My English is so poor, I think approximately B1. What could advise me? Can I work in this field? Well, uh your English has to be at least at the, I don't know, maybe intermediate level, because you will need to talk, right? You will need to answer the phone, you need to understand what people telling you, the details about the load. So if you're not comfortable that with your English, well, my advice is first improve your English, start watching the videos so you can get used to terminology, start actually learning terminology, so it's going to be easy on your ear when you hear, well, PO number, right? Drive-in, reefer, HOS, straight through. So you understand the terminology, right? What is a commodity? So what is a pallet? Palletized, floor loaded. So start learning terminology. Start kind of mocking, watch the videos. Like, you can watch bunch of videos. I have other YouTubers. We have so many YouTubers who are posting live phone calls. So start mocking them, right? And if you feel like if you understand 80%, but you have to speak. If you want to be dispatcher, understanding is not enough. You still have to speak, you have to reply, right? So, I mean, you have to decide, you still need to improve your English, or maybe you can try, right? So, what else? Hello, I am in India and back can still work. Yes, you can be in India, you can be in any other country. Again, if some of you are outside of the country and you are in the big cities who already have organized dispatch services by somebody, well, you can go and work for them. But most likely, this is not the case. If you really want to try this, you have to become independent dispatcher. You need to get the training, you need to understand what you have to do, and you need to get your customers like in any other country. You have to call, you have to email, you have to talk to them, you have to have presence. You have to have presence on a Facebook, on Instagram. You have to have at least some kind of website, right? So people can refer to you. You cannot just start making phone calls and say, well, can I start dispatching you? Well, who the hell are you? And usually they're going to hang up on you. So you need to have a presence. So you need to make sure that all of that is done before you're going to start looking for the carriers. You need to make sure all of that is organized, right? uh how to survive in market days. Operation cost is 2.5, but the hour average is 2.3 for when fewer things. Well, here is the challenges of being the owner of trucking company. So hopefully your company had a separate account and they were putting money away when the market was up, right? Maybe you need to switch and start doing a shorter loads, right? You need to make sure that you above your operational cost at least 5-10 cents. Otherwise, if you already 20 cents below your operational cost, well, it's only the matter of few months you will be out of this business, or you will be stop paying your payments for the truck, for the trailer. Your drivers will be quitting. So this is something which has to be discussed with all the drivers, and you probably have to go for shorter loads and kick that rate per mile up. This is the only way. Second, well, you just need to do your better negotiation, pre-planning, and see what you're doing. But 250 per mile operational cost, well, probably you paying your drivers a lot because it's a shortage of the driver. Plus, probably you bought all those expensive trucks and trailers. Right now, this is a struggle. We're gonna see a lot of companies going out of business. Why? Because they don't have an extra money that they can survive this. They may be not understanding that they need to switch the way they run. They cannot keep going cost to cost, just giving miles to the drivers, because you guys gonna be out of the business. Drivers come and go, but you all have to understand that it is a survival mode right now. What else? Good morning. How are you doing? Hope all is well. Yes, Alex, great to see you back. Thank you, Eliana. Yes, I just got back from Peru, and question was, seems like it's so time consuming. Do you ever live your life? Do you ever travel? Wow, guys, I do travel. I live my life to fullest. I'm very active. So is it possible to be independent dispatcher? Run even in the training center, right? Having all other things, running trucking company, insurance, and everything else, yes, it's possible. And you can still live your life. You just need to manage your time, right? You need to schedule your vacation. So, for example, me, I always schedule my vacation. I just got back from Peru. I'm going to work really hard. Everything is under control. November 2nd, I'm going to Portugal, right? I am coming back from Portugal after 2 weeks, working hard. While in January, I'm going to Australia. Coming back, working hard, and doing stuff. If you're a dispatcher, you need to have a team who is going to take over, or some people they can dispatch on vacation, but then it's not vacation. So my suggestion, even if you only dispatch few trucks, you should find somebody. A lot of times I recommend in our classes to find somebody who you can connect so you guys can switch. Wow, I'm going on vacation next week. Can you take care of my carrier for the next 7-10 days? And then opposite way, right? So you do need to have a backup. Or your owner operator or owner of the company, he has to step in because you guys need to get recharged. You cannot be dispatching 365 24/7. Otherwise, you guys you're gonna start hating trucking. And don't start hating trucking because it's a great industry, right? What else? Hello, Alex. Any idea when a market gets good? Okay. Hmm. I like that question. Where's my crystal ball? Oh, let's see. Here I have the tree. Oh, dear tree, tell me where the market's gonna get better. Well, the market's gonna get better when, first and foremost, the war in Ukraine is gonna stop because it's affecting everything right now in economy, right? When is the market gonna get better? When inflation rates are gonna stop? When is that gonna happen? Well, when finally our government is gonna stop masking all this. So to answer this, we need to have a special discussion with about the politics, economic situation, all over global situation. I can tell you this market is not going to get better in the next 6 to 9 months. So get ready for this. Make sure that you prepare. Start already reorganizing the way you run your business. For people who want to enter trucking right now, listen to me and listen carefully. Yeah, I want all new carriers. I want all new people to open trucking company. Listen to my experience. Wait, keep working for somebody else if you're a driver. Maybe looking when the market gonna go down for prices of the trucks and trailers because they already going down 2-3 months. It's gonna be a better way for you to start. Do not jump right now. It's gonna be hard for you to survive as a new carrier, in this market, right? So if I would be you, I would be learning, making sure that you build a strong foundation, preparing for to come to this business, and probably next February, I would see how the things working with the fuel price and everything else. But again, this is just my personal advice. You want to listen, you don't want to listen, it's up to you. Um, what else? How can I track my driver as a dispatcher? What kind of software will I need, like ELD electronic logging device? Your tracking company, they gonna have ELD device, whatever they use. Let's say GPS tab, TFM, keep tracking, Rhino, whatever ELD device. We have so many of them, right? So you as a dispatcher will have access to their software. So you will log in to their account and you're going to see all the drivers. You cannot have, as a dispatcher, why would you have EODs? Where are you going to connect them? To have this software, you have to buy actually physical ELD device, which is connected to the truck. So as a dispatcher, you're not going to have this. Same as other softwares which you need to help them. For example, tracking management software. The company, if they want to put everything together, their accounting, their ELD, their safety, compliance, they usually get TMS, tracking management software. We have so many on markets. So you become as a dispatcher, they will give you login. You're gonna put your part of information. So let's say maybe you only gonna do what? Maybe you only gonna add rate confirmations, right? But if they still want you to do the safety and compliance, wow, you're gonna do the hiring files, you're gonna do the driver qualification files. So as a dispatcher, you're not gonna own your own tracking management software, right? Unless what? Unless you're a big dispatch service and this is easier for you to manage all your carriers. But usually carriers want to have their own. So If you quit working for them, all the data is theirs, right? So that's a difference. Okay, where is my cat? Well, my cat had to go to my friend because of my traveling plans, and I'm going to travel a lot this year and the next year. So right now he will be living with my friend, and I go and visit. I miss my cat, but it's better for him, so he is with my friend. Good morning, dear. How to find direct customer as a carrier and skip the broker? Small company with 4 trucks. Again, if you are a small company with 4 trucks, you do not have enough capacity to service that dedicated lane because you have 4 trucks. Let's say this company needs 3 loads a week, 5 loads a week. One of your trucks break down, or maybe your 2 drivers taking vacation. This is a contract. Are you sure you're going to be able to service? So this is a question. A lot of times, to go directly to shippers and receivers, you should have at least 10 trucks because you need to service this contract. Otherwise, the fines are going to be higher because every time you enter in a contract, if you cannot service this line, you will have to pay money back, right? So, in the end of the day, it might be even worse than just looking for loads on load board. Okay, I think we will be done because we are starting our new class only in 30 minutes. It was kind of my coffee talk. And what else? Well, guys, trucking is not going anywhere. Keep watching, keep learning, ask questions. I usually like to answer all the time, but when people ask me like questions which involve training and they want me to answer in the comments, of course you have to be realistic, guys. I cannot teach you how to become independent dispatcher by answering comment on my YouTube video, right? That's why we have training. That's why we have webinars. That's why we are adding finally back mentoring starting just in 10 days for people who already took classes, for people who already dispatching, for people who really want to be successful in trucking. And what else? The last question. What is a tailgating in truck and bobtailing? So tailgating, that means tailgate. So what does it mean tailgate? In truck and bobtailing. So if the driver has to tailgate, that means that he needs to move the pallets to the back, right? Back. So he will need to take the power jack and he has to move it. So this is a driver assist. So tailgated involved. That means the driver will have to assist to unload the load. If you have driver assist, you need to negotiate this, right? You need to negotiate and make sure that they pay. Plus, first, before you negotiate, you need to ask your driver, is he willing to do that? And does facility gonna have the power jack? Because if they don't have power jack, what happens? Your driver has to buy that power jack somewhere on the way. How much does power jack cost? Between 300 to 450? Do you think it's so easy to find just to drive in from here to here? No, it's not. So again, learn terminology, trucking terminology. It seems probably you already start dispatching because you asking the questions from usually from the comments, from that, or from the rate confirmation. So always pay attention. But this can be avoided if you ask question right away. Well, where is the load pickup? What time? Is a transit possible? Possible. What is a commodity? Palletized? Not palletized. If it's not palletized, floor loaded, how are you going to secure? Do you even want to deal with it? Probably not. Well, palletized. How many pallets? Because you need to make sure, is it double stack, single stack? Double stack, you need to secure with probably straps. So if you have double stack, you need to have E-tracks. Do you have E-tracks, right? Let's say you figure that out. Well, the next question, is there any driver assist? So if you ask that question every time, is there any driver assist, you will not be dealing with tailgating. But if you know that it's tailgating include, well, you have to really think, do you really want to deal with it? I don't think so. Your driver does not deserve to drive and then unload the truck for what? For zero? No. Okay, when you have a new carrier with a new MC, should you get them sign up with many brokers first? Yes, you should sign up as many brokers as possible, because a lot of times when you call and your carrier is not set up, they're gonna tell you, well, you're not set up, we cannot give you the load. So as a new carrier, you have to start signing up with as many brokers as possible, even if you never took their loads. So I think somewhere in our community tabs, I posted the list of the brokers who work with the new carriers right away. I think it's like 12 or 15 of them. So those you should sign up right away. And then you post the truck and you just start calling and asking about the load. Oh, you're not going to take it, but you say, well, can I get set up for the future? 50-50 chance. 50 times they're going to say, well, no, you have to book this load to get set up. But a lot of them going to say, well, no problem. I'm going to send you the link, set up for the future. That's how you're going to succeed. You cannot wait to call about the load and then set up. It's very tough. So yes, you need to get set up with as many brokers as possible. Lots of the setups already what? Unfortunately, today I am not streaming from the StreamYard, so YouTube does not let me share the screen. So that's why I don't really like to go on the just YouTube live, right? It's easy, of course, but I cannot share the screen. But hopefully I did answer the question. So Alicia, yes. So go get set up. Like CH Robinson, TQL, Trinity Logistics, all of those, Ryan Transportation. Just find the list in our community tab. Maybe 2 months ago, it was a picture. I posted a picture of all the brokers who work with you from day one. You don't even have to call them. You find them online, and usually they have online presence. Become a carrier, right? You're gonna click become a carrier, you're gonna put DOT, you're gonna put the MC number, and you're just gonna set up. Okay, so that would be very, very helpful for you and for your carrier as well. Plus it's gonna give you extra practice, because every setup is different, right? And again, for setups, what do we need to have? You need to make sure that your carrier has a setup packet. What a setup packet contains of, find my video on how to get set up, but cover page with all the information about your carrier: name, physical address, MC, DOT, tax ID, emails, form, right? Cover page. The second is going to be proof of MC, which day they got activated, right? Then you're going to have master certificate for insurance, right? At least two are mandatory. Your primary liability 1 million and cargo 100,000. Those two mandatory to start running. But then we have all other insurances which you also have to have as a carrier, right? Then you're going to have your NOA, notice of assignment, if you do have factoring. If not, you're going to have your voided check for the company, your bank information, right? You're also going to have W-9 sign this year, not last year, but this year, with what? With the information for the carrier, their tax ID, what kind of business entity are they? Are they a corporation, LLC, incorporation? If they're a corporation, are they a C corporation, S corporation, right? Maybe they're a partnership with the signature of the owner. And then you're going to have what? You're going to have all other certification. Are you a women owned business? Are you a disadvantaged small business? Are you maybe veteran owned business? So if you have any of those certifications, you're going to add that. And then references. As a new carrier, who is going to be your references? Well, most of my students put me as the first reference because they took my training. Your insurance agent is going to be your first reference. Your maybe dealer is gonna be your first reference because you buying equipment from them, right? Maybe your bank, you open the business bank, so they're gonna be references for your company. But then when you're gonna start booking the loads, you're gonna switch it to brokers. You're gonna make sure you ask the broker if that's okay to put you on a reference, right? Because you want to make sure they give you a good references. You're not gonna just put the person on a reference list without letting them know. And make sure you update that all the time. And that's it. You have set a packet and you exchange information. Thanks for answering, but I assume I have 40 trucks now. I can get direct. Yeah, if you have 40 trucks, yeah, you can go directly to shippers and receivers. Again, how can you find all the shippers and receivers? You can even go to that, right? Power that has all the information about all shippers and receivers with the phone numbers. And you do the same as finding the carrier. You call them, tell them that you're a company with 40 trucks and you want to talk about providing the freight solution for them. Make sure you understand how much is it going to involve, and you're gonna start bidding, right? So that's what you do. This is again sales. So now you're going different, you're going directly to people who make products, right? Or people who buy stuff, right? For example, maybe you're gonna go to Costco and Costco buy something. So that's what you do. What else? OMG, we are live with the trucking queen. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm trucking. Yeah, I'm not a trucking guru. I'm a trucking queen. Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that. I don't think anybody's gurus or queens or anything, but I do believe that a good education and actually details and helping people not to make mistakes is very, very helpful in this industry because mistakes are costly. How can I get as a remote? I learned dispatch content about 2 months ago and I have a profile on Upwork. Is there any websites to get a job as a dispatcher? Again, are you looking to be an employee? Well, if you're outside of the country, it's probably not going to happen. You need to start calling the carriers yourself. You need to find your carriers. There is no jobs. I mean, that must be looking for dispatcher. But if you're outside of the country, okay, they're looking for dispatcher in Chicago area. Can you work? No, they want somebody to come to the office, right? So usually remote jobs are not going to be posted on any websites. Again, you guys listening, but you not hearing. If you outside of the country or inside of the country, you need to contact carriers. So if you did get the training, if you know what you're doing, that you would not ask me these questions, you would already have the list, and every day you would make at least 20-30 phone calls to the carriers who just open up the company. You're not going to make the phone calls to the company who has 30 trucks. Company who has 30 trucks probably already has an office inside on site because they want to make sure everything is under control. So you're looking for smaller carriers who cannot afford the office, carriers who cannot afford to maintain the space somewhere. So that's what you're looking for. So probably you still need to look into all this stuff. Okay. I have been trying my computer because both my TN systems show barely any loads, but that shows plenty TMS trucks. So I am over here trying to beat my computer because both my TMS systems show barely any loads. Well, I don't really know what TMS. TMS is just a tracking management software. So usually that's include easy accounting, easier safety management and compliance. It's easier to get information, to connect your ELD, to connect your fuel, to see cost per mile. So TMS, I mean, I don't know, unless they also have a little board, which most of them are trying to compete with truck stop and that. But guys, they just copy some of the loads which are on truck stop and that, and they are posting on their TMS without one of the professional load boards. And we have two, the biggest one, that power or truck stop. You should have one professional subscription to survive, at least one. Otherwise, you're not gonna survive. So yeah, if you just want to keep looking at TMS and those loads, you're never gonna find the loads. Let's be realistic, right? You know me, I'm honest, I don't BS. So this is just, they are trying to promote their TMS. So you sign up because they telling you, wow, it's going to be load board with all this loads there. But I can tell you this, no one yet have become as good as that power or truck stop. And that's the reality of this. Hello, I'm new, I'm catching you first time. Okay, see us send message on the load. Well, guys, I do need to finish. I also use Truck Logic and they merge my data. Well, just sign up for one professional software and you will be fine. Just go, if you want to try, go and use. I'm going to post the link for the, and actually, if you go and you look about us on our channel, there is a link for 1 month free debt, right? So you can go and actually take the professional subscription for 1 month and see the difference, and you will see the difference, right? So make sure. And I'm also going to post under that under the link. uh Josh was so excited for today's class. Yes, I have to be done because we starting in oh my god, 20 minutes, and I'm gonna meet my new students and we're gonna have a very good productive class. Love you guys all. Make sure sign up for October is already 45% sold out. The classes get sold out really fast, so do not wait to the last minute. Keep talking, keep learning, do not give up. Mindset is everything you have to do to succeed in your life. Okay? Stay positive, and I love you as always. Bye, guys.